Hi guys! Welcome to my car and another video in regards to Christmas time. And I don't know about you guys, but here in Ohio it is really cold. We've had snow the past couple of days, so it is definitely time to start getting ready for Christmas. And I've really enjoyed the last couple of videos talking about different Christmas activities that you can do, different Christmas things to look into. And today we are going to be talking about making your own Christmas. Now, of course, this sounds a little bit ditzy to get started with, but what I mean by that is basically making things for Christmas yourself. So whether that be Christmas crafts or decorations or food, actually making something for Christmas yourself. I really like this idea. Of course, you can go and buy things for Christmas. And of course, for some of us who are very, very busy, especially during this time of year, sometimes that might be the only option. But when we're trying to slow down, and of course, Christmas time isn't necessarily synonymous with slowing down, right? But when you really stop and take time to enjoy things and enjoy the season, savor the season, it's really nice to do things that are Christmas centered and make things yourself, because it just brings another element of Christmas in. I feel like it's not just looking at pretty things or eating good things. You've actually put the work in for it, and that makes it more rewarding, because then when you're looking at something pretty that you made, you're like, yeah, I made that, and just making it is fun in itself. So that's enough of an introduction, but we'll go ahead and get to the list here about things that you can make this Christmas to make your own Christmas, make your own homemade Christmas. And the first thing for my list is gingerbread houses. So if you know me very well, you know that I really, really like gingerbread men, gingerbread houses. I think they're just so cute and so much fun. And it's just, I love the concept of it. And you can do so many different things with it. So you can do just like a traditional gingerbread house, or there are ways around that too, because I know that gingerbread houses are kind of intimidating. I have done real gingerbread houses before, and I'm very proud of myself for being able to pull that off. But you can get a kit in the store, or you can cheat a little bit and do something like a gingerbread house made out of graham crackers and like a frosting glue that you make, which is basically just royal frosting, like powdered sugar and water. Powdered sugar and water and egg whites, and just make it really nice and thick, and then it'll hold up and it'll be like a glue, but it's still technically edible if you care about that. So you can do things like that. You can do pretzel rods, and of course you can just decorate your gingerbread house. No matter what the base is, you can just decorate it with whatever you want. You can also make fake gingerbread houses. So basically a gingerbread house that you don't eat. I mean, I don't know who's eating their gingerbread houses anyway, but, you can make one that's not made out of gingerbread and like make it out of cardboard and glue, and you can still make it look really, really cute by doing that. And I mean, any of that you do, it's still your own personalized decoration. So that would be something I really recommend, especially if you have kids or a big group of friends that you can have come over and all like decorate your gingerbread houses at the same time. It's really fun. Just gathering the candy to put on it is really fun. And when you have a lot of people doing it together, it's really neat to see how different people like innovate with things. Like my personal favorite is to use pretzel rods, and you cut them in half with a serrated knife, and then you can stack them up so that they look like a little pile of firewood. Like I like that. But there's all kinds of things that you can do, and it's really fun to see what people come up with that. So gingerbread house is definitely something I would recommend. So the next thing is like making your own ornaments, which I did post. And I just realized I completely forgot to link the things that I told you I would link last week. So, okay. But making your own ornaments. So last year, I posted videos about making your own popcorn strands, dried citrus, and cinnamon stick crosses. So those are all fantastic homemade ornaments that you can make for your tree or just to hang around your house. Popcorn strands are really, really fun. So definitely check out that video that I posted last year about how to make a popcorn strand, because it does kind of go over different tips and pointers that I found when I was making my own. But they're fun, and it's really a fun activity to do while you're sitting in front of a Christmas movie, because, you know, it's a little bit of a mindless activity. It's not really mindless, but, you know, you're sitting there and it's kind of monotonous and everything, but it's great fun to do while you're watching a Christmas movie, especially if you're eating the popcorn as well at the same time. So that's something that's really fun. And then dried citrus slices, like I mentioned last year for ornaments. I like to use them as ornaments and put a loop through them and put them on my tree. I think they just look so beautiful, and it's so simple. It's really like one of the easiest things you can do. It takes time, a lot of time. But I mean, you can go buy an orange, one single orange, or a lemon or a grapefruit or something, and throw it in your oven. I mean, of course, you're going to slice it as thinly as possible, and then, you know, like dry it and then throw it in your oven for like 2 to 5 hours, however long it takes for it to dry out at a really low temperature. But then you can do so much with them. You can use them on packages that you wrap as a decoration. You can use them as ornaments on your tree, like I like to do, because I really like it when it's hanging in front of a Christmas light and the light kind of shines through and it gives this stained glass effect. I really like that. Or you can also just like thread them on a strand and like hang the strand up like in your kitchen or, you know, anywhere that you would want to. So that is also something that's really pretty, really easy, really fun activity to do, especially if you want to do something to make your own Christmas, but you don't have a whole lot in terms of resources or what have you. That's a really easy one, and it's got really, really beautiful results. So also on my list, I'm not going to go down through like every homemade ornament that I've ever made, but I do also like to make cookie ornaments out of gingerbread as well. Those are really fun. And since you aren't eating them, you can make the gingerbread as spicy as you want to or as stiff as you want to. And they're really, really pretty ornaments, and they smell good, and it's just a really fun activity to do. Also, I really like making a snowy winter scene in my windows. Now, I don't always do this, but I really, really like this idea, especially if you have kind of big windows that don't really necessarily have a lot of character on their own. You know, if you normally do something for Christmas with your windows, like putting a wreath in front of it or putting a candle in it, this maybe isn't for you. But if you've never thought about incorporating your windows in your Christmas decorating, I highly recommend considering it, because there's actually a whole lot that you can do with this. So last year we have one big main window in our living room, and it really doesn't have like window panes or anything like that. It's just kind of a big open space. So what I did last year is around the windowsill on the inside of it, I put Christmas lights, and then I suspended some ornaments. Fishing line, fishing thread is your friend at Christmas time, absolutely, because it's see-through, so it's really strong, but it's also clear, so unless you're like really looking, you usually can't see it. So if you want to suspend ornaments or suspend gems or snowflakes or something like that from the ceiling or from windows, it's really a useful tool to have, because you can tie the ornament to it and then just either put like a little tack or a little nail, or even tape if it will hold it. But I have had some problems around the windows with tape because it gets so cold around the window that the tape doesn't like to stick. But yeah, so what I did was I just suspended some ornaments from the top of the windowsill, and then along the bottom, I used some fake snow and some little snowman figurines that I had, and I made a little snowy scene. And you can also do that with the spray snow. I'm not actually experienced in using the spray snow, so I don't exactly know how it works or what the cons of that would be, but I know that they have it. And so you could also just like spray the outsides of your window with that snow spray, and then it makes everything instantly snowier and prettier, especially if you have like your tree in the window. That would look really pretty if you like did the snow around it. So there's a lot that you can do with your windows. And along those same lines, I would also recommend looking at decorating your mirrors. So you can do fun things with your mirrors. There's this one mirror that we have in our bedroom that I like to, it has kind of a cutout in the top of it. So I will go and take my fishing line and tie a couple ornaments and then tape it to the back of the mirror through the little cutout so you can't see it, but it just has a really nice little ornament array then. So like even the mirrors can be Christmassy. You can Christmasize anything. That's one of the things I love about Christmas decorating is all the little ways that you can find to decorate the nooks and crannies in your house. And it's just amazing how much decorations you can put in there. Okay, so I rambled enough about that. The next thing that I would recommend thinking about for just a homemade Christmas feel, a rustic Christmas feel, is a Christmas simmer pot. So if you've never heard of this, it's really simple and easy, and it's fantastic for days when you're going to be home all day, like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving or anytime. So basically all you're going to do is take a saucepan, a pot of water, and throw in all the Christmassy smells you can think of. And by smells, I don't mean like go to the store and buy something that smells like Christmas. I mean actual ingredients. So cinnamon sticks, anise pods, or cloves go really well in here. You can even take clippings of greenery. So like an actual clipping of a Fraser fir or, something like that. It sounds a little bit horrible, but if you like the smell of Christmas tree and you have, like a pine tree hanging out outside your door, you could go snipe a little snippet of that off and throw that into the pot as well. You're not eating it. You're not actually ingesting it. You're just using it to make a homemade smell. You can also do oranges, cranberries, flowers in there. There's so many options. There's a ton of different things that you can do. And basically, you just keep that burning on your stove all day long. So you would keep the heat on it very low and just keep it going all day long so that it's sending that smell into the house. And this is actually one area where having a small house or a small kitchen would actually benefit you, because then it's escaping out of the kitchen and into the whole house. And you just want to make sure, of course, that you're not burning it. So check it every hour or so to make sure there's enough water. in there. Another thing that you can do is wrapping your pictures and or doors. So wrapping paper can be used for so much more than just wrapping gifts. And you can wrap your pictures on your wall, and then it'll look like you have little presents hanging on your wall. It's a really fun way to just add a little bit of Christmas decor without really necessarily having to buy anything or switch out what you already have on your walls. It'll just cover it up. You can also wrap your doors. So we usually would wrap our kitchen door that led from the garage to the kitchen, and just wrap that. Now, I will say, if you are going to wrap a door, please have some help. You're going to need at least one extra pair of hands, and if you have 2 extra pairs of hands, it will be very, very helpful, because wrapping doors is way more stressful than it should be, unless you actually have taken your door off of its hinges, but I don't know why you would do that. That's a little extreme. Another thing that you can do is just use ribbons pretty much anywhere and everywhere. You can use them on your wrapped pictures and doors, or you can just use the ribbons themselves. So you may have noticed in a lot of the Christmas videos that I've posted in the past, I usually like to use ribbons on my cabinet doors to make my cabinet doors look like presents. That's just something that I enjoy doing, and I like to pick out a different ribbon for that every year. So you can do that. You can also just make ribbons to put on your tree. I really like that. I really like having bows on my tree. And again, there are so many places that you can Christmasize in your home that you're maybe not even thinking of. And just adding a Christmassy ribbon to something makes it instantly more Christmassy. So yes, that is a recommendation I would have as well. Another thing that you can do, and this would be super fun if you have kids that you're looking for crafts and activities for, is to make birdseed ornaments. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. There's the pine cone method, where basically you take a pine cone and you roll it, or you put peanut butter on it and then you roll it in birdseed. You can do that. That's nice and easy. Or there are also tutorials out there on the internet where you can make a shaped birdseed ornament. So like you would take, a cookie cutter, preferably a plastic one, I think. And then there's some kind of something that you put in there that basically turns into a glue, but it's edible for the birds. I think it's edible for us too, but you know, it's something, I don't know what exactly they use for it, but it's something that makes them stick all together. And you just like mix it all up with the bird seed, and then like press the bird seed into the mold, and then just let it solidify, and then you can hang that outside. I really like incorporating the birds with my Christmas celebrating too. I'm just that person that's very, very Christmassy, and I really like having Christmas for everybody. Like, I usually get my cats a special little holiday meal just because I'm me. And then I also like to do some kind of bird seed ornament for the birds outside, and, you know, just incorporate Christmas in everything. That's just me. And then my last suggestion is just doing things in your home, maybe in ways that you haven't thought about before. So like if you don't have room for a Christmas tree, or you don't have room for multiple Christmas trees, but you want multiple Christmas trees, something that you can try doing is on a free wall that you have, just making a Christmas tree with Christmas lights. So you can attach them with little hooks, or attach them with tape, you know, whatever works for you, and just basically take the lights and make them that little squiggly Christmas tree. You know, that'll give you a basically faux Christmas tree on the wall. And you can also do things like a faux fireplace. So if you don't have a fireplace and you've always wanted a fireplace, you can paint one for yourself out of something like cardboard and make that. Or, you know, if you're more handy than that, I'm sure there's a ton of different things that you could do to make a faux fireplace. And then what you can do is just get some I'm trying to think. I'm sorry. You can get some Christmas lights and like enrobe those in either like a mesh that you would get at a craft store, or even like a see-through cellophane wrapping, and you can put that in there and they'll make it look like a fire in there. And that's really cool and fun. And you know, if you can make it sturdy enough that you can hang your stockings on it, that would be really cute too. And other ideas that I really like as well are just taking a strand of Christmas lights and hanging them on the wall, and then using like little clips to clip your Christmas cards to. So you know how everybody gets the Christmas cards at Christmas time. If you don't really have a way to display them or know how to, you can just do that. Hang up some Christmas lights and some little hooks on the Christmas lights and display the cards that way. Or mittens, or you know, anything you want. But those are just some ideas that I had for you on ways that you can just make your own little Christmas decorations and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will be back next week with another, I think my final Savor the Season Christmas list for you. So hope you guys enjoy and have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.